Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori, and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook, and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. Welcome back to the Homestead Kitchen. Today we're going to be making zucchini brownies. These are some of the moist brownies you'll ever eat. Okay, the first thing we got to do is we're going to get about 2 cups of shredded zucchini. And I've got some of it shredded up already. We're just going to finish it up. And this is my favorite thing to use when I've got to shred anything, from cheese to zucchini to anything. My daughter bought this for me several years ago, and it is my go-to shredder. I use it for absolutely everything, and it's in my Amazon store. But it does it quick. It's easy to clean, and once I clean it, I just pop it back into my cabinet. It's not big and bulky, and it's easier for me to use than just a regular hand grater or to get the food processor out. It's just, to me, it's the best. So, well, the zucchini is coming off in the garden, and we are going to make some zucchini brownies. These are some really moist brownies too. I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour in my bowl. And I've got a teaspoon and a half of baking soda and a teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to mix that up good. You don't want to try to get the moisture out of your zucchini. You want it just like it is. You want all that moisture left in that, because that's what's really going to make your brownies really moist too. I've got half a cup of some good baking cocoa. This is a Dutch baking cocoa. If you like the dark cocoa, baking cocoa, I really want to get some. I've been wanting to order some. The dark brownies are delicious too. So it's half a cup, and I just splattered that all over my black shirt. It's half a cup. So that's your main dry ingredients. I always look forward to my zucchini coming off. For one thing, the zucchini cakes and the zucchini brownies, zucchini fritters, just you name it. So much you can do with zucchini. I'm sorry, y'all. I just made a mess. I should have my apron on, I know. But I just started jumping into this, got in from work, and I thought, I'm just going to turn the camera on because I'm going to be making brownies. Why not? So the rest of our ingredients, I've got 1.5 cups of sugar. And I'm going to say that I may need a bigger bowl. That's usually the way it goes, huh? Brownies are not like a cake. It doesn't have a lot of leavening in it. So, we're just getting our dry ingredients mixed up good. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my bigger bowl so that I don't make such a mess, that's for sure. Okay, we got our bigger bowl now. We still got just all of our dry ingredients. We got our 2 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt. We got 1.5 cups of sugar. We got our 1/2 cup of baking cocoa. So now we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of oil, whatever kind of oil you use, vegetable oil or peanut oil or canola oil, whichever. I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There's no eggs in here in this recipe. Now I've got 5 tablespoons of water right here, but I'm not going to use it until I think that I might need it. This is going to be a very thick batter, but you don't want it powdery, you know, it look like powder. If it's still like, when you get it mixed up and it looks like it's a lot of powder and not enough moisture, then we'll add some water to it. So we got our oil in here and our vanilla, and now we're going to add our 2 cups of shredded zucchini. And your zucchini is where so much of your moisture is going to come from. So we're just going to start stirring. And like I said, it's a very thick batter. You can see how it still looks dry. Now what I'm going to do is just start adding just a little bit of the 5 tablespoons of water, just a little bit at a time. And we may have to have the whole 5 tablespoons. It smells delicious. You know, I still got zucchini in the freezer, shredded up zucchini in the freezer from last summer. I need to get it out. I don't have a whole lot. I got a couple of bags left. We make some zucchini bread and stuff and get it used up before I start filling the freezer up again. You see how thick this is. And I put the whole 5 tablespoons of water. But keep stirring because it's all going to come together. And it's just going to be a thick, thick batter. What's going to happen is when this cooks, the moisture of this zucchini is going to come out. And it's going to make these brownies so moist. You see there's still just a little bit of for it to come together, but it will. Just give it time. Everything that's worth waiting for is worth waiting for. Anything good is worth waiting for, huh? And I know people are going to be saying, well, my zucchini brownies are never that thick. Well, maybe this is a whole different recipe. But it's a good one. No eggs. Okay. Now the only other thing we've got is I've got a cup of walnuts. You can put a cup of pecans if you don't like walnuts, or you can leave the nuts completely out. So you see how thick that is. It's going to look like cookie dough. And you know what? You could probably make cookies out of this, huh? Zucchini brownie cookies. So I'm going to get my 9x13 baking dish out. And I'm going to get it ready for baking up these brownies. Okay, we got it all mixed up together. I've got a 9 by 13 baking pan here, and you can either put foil in it and spray it if you want to, or just if you got a non-stick pan that you cook your brownies in. I like to put parchment paper down in my pan, and I even either spray it or I put butter on the parchment paper, and that way when it's done, it's cooled, I can just take it out, lay it down, and cut it in pretty squares. So that's just the way I do it. And I can tell y'all, I tasted of this brownie mix and it is so good. So we're gonna put it in our baking dish. And you know, you can make either a glaze for it, you can make chocolate frosting for it, but I'm telling you, it's so good and rich enough that you don't need no icing on this. Or to me, you don't. It spreads really easy, even though it's thick. So we're just going to get it spread out even as we can. My oven is preheated to 350. And it's really cool enough here in the house this afternoon that I can actually bake in here. Now the other day I cooked everything. I canned and cooked outside on the summer porch because it was really hot and humid in here. A lot of times when we're at work and we come in, the house is really nice and cool because we haven't been here. We've not been in and out and cooking or doing whatever. So it's usually really nice in here. Okay. I think that's good. Just get it as even as you can. You know, the batter is not the prettiest thing with that, with the zucchini floating all in it, but I'm telling you, with some good brownies. I think some people, I just shred it. I always just shred my zucchini up. Some people may shred it up even finer, but I don't see no reason to. So, we're going to get this in the oven. We'll see how long it takes. Probably about 20 minutes in my oven, we'll see for sure. And when it gets done, we'll bring it out and we'll taste it. Mr. Brown's not here to taste it. He's fishing. That's okay. We'll save him one. Okay, well, it took 30 minutes for it to get done, but that's okay. It looks delicious. So all we gotta do is just pull it right out of the pan, just like that. And if you look real close, you'll see a little mouse got into it. Yep, a little mouse got into it right here in the corner. I don't know who that little mouse was. It's yummy. I can tell y'all it's so yummy. Now, like I said, you can make a glaze or a chocolate frosting, put on top of it, but I'm just telling you, you really just don't need it. We're going to cut it up in squares. I'll show you what the inside looks at. Now, what y'all are seeing are the walnuts. And I know some people are going to ask me how come I didn't peel my zucchini. I don't ever peel my zucchini when I put it in a recipe. There's just really no reason to. The bigger pieces are for Mr. Brown. We'll get this end piece. See how moist it is in there? It's got a good texture on top, like a brownie should. Good moist brownie. I'm telling you, it's so good. That was such a good brownie. You can't hardly beat this recipe with a stick now. It's so good. I hope y'all like this recipe. I hope y'all try it. Especially if you got a bunch of zucchini coming on. If you don't, go to farmer's market and get you a couple, because it's well worth it. Somebody asked me in my last video about, I made sweet pickle relish, and they were asking me about store-bought cucumbers. You know, they're real waxy. I don't suggest myself. Now, there's other people that say it's just fine. Me, myself, I don't suggest you using the store-bought waxy cucumbers. I mean, that's all up to you, but myself, I wouldn't do it. And that's just me. I don't like going around telling people they should or shouldn't do or don't do it or whatever. I'm just saying that's just my opinion, and I just wouldn't do it. But you can always go to your farmer's market. You may have a neighbor that's just got oodles and gobs of cucumbers, you know, here pretty quick. You might can go and either barter or purchase some of their cucumbers. Or their zucchini. It's delicious. So anyways, I hope y'all like this recipe, and I hope you try it. It was easy, it's good, and it's a wonderful thing. It's just one of the wonderful recipes to do with your zucchini. And I'm going to have more zucchini recipes coming up too. So y'all try it. Y'all have a good week, guys. Mr. Brown will be back in a few days. Maybe he'll do something with us. Maybe he'll cook something. Maybe he'll read something out of the Bible. Who knows? Maybe he'll fish. We just never know what's going on. But anyways, y'all try this recipe. We love you guys. Have a good week, and God bless everybody. Mm-hmm.